Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode here on Dojo Live for this 2023. My name is Kim Lantis, and it's my pleasure to be hosting along with America Guerrero.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Oh,
Hi,
Hey.
America. How are you doing?
fine. I'm fine. I'm looking for the guest.
I know,
Where
I'm
are you?
looking for Srini. There he is. He's back. We popped out. We're back. Hi, Srini. We're just introducing the show. Glad to have you join us. Everyone, Srini Siddireddy is the CEO and founder of SportsPlus, which I think is very fitting for the new year as we all aim for New Year resolutions, which usually involves exercise and sports of some sort. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Srini.
Hello, Kim and America. So I'm really thrilled to be with you. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. So to kick us off, Srini, we really would love to kind of get to know you more. I know you're joining us from the Bay Area, but what's your story? What's your passion and sort of what's led up to your time today with SportsPlus? Thank you.
Sure. Briefly about myself, my name is Srini Siddireddy, founder and CEO of SportsPlus. So I moved to United States about 25 years ago to the Boston area, where I worked at multiple technology companies building software applications. Later, I co-founded a technology startup, provide a better version of classified service like Craigslist with modern features, but it did not go very well. so eventually we closed it, but learned very valuable lessons. After that, I moved to the California, the Bay Area, where my kids started really getting active in various sporting activities at local clubs. That's when I started looking for a tool to capture all their sporting activities, schedules, stats, and everything. But to my surprise, I didn't find any real good one. So, as an engineer, I started building one, and then with my previous entrepreneurial experience and connections, I was able to form a team quickly and kept going. And after eight years, here we are, SportsPlus, serving sports organizations and taking care of all their operations.
I love it. I love it. The soccer dad to the rescue. I think that's a story that we hear a lot here on Dojo Live, where a lot of the times with particularly tech companies, the genesis is a problem that the founders themselves have experienced. They're like, I can fix this. And I love that story. So I know we got a little bit of a hint there of who SportsPlus is and what you're all about, but what exactly is your platform like and the problem that you're solving?
So let me take you back just a few thousand years ago, Our very, very old ancestors, the hunter-gatherers, they used to work very hard just for food. And they survived on very limited amounts of food compared to these days. That led to human evolution being the body's conserving energy as much as possible. And fast forward to the modern times, with the abundance of food, especially the fast food, cheap food, fatty food, sugary drinks, the humans are headed totally in the wrong direction from a health point of view. On top of that, the technology advancements like smartphones, streaming,
Guilty.
Yeah.
video games, AI, these are leading humans into a sedentary lifestyle. So the obesity levels are exploding, and humans are headed totally in the wrong direction from a health point of view. So we need systems, platforms, tools that will keep humans more active. So that's That's what excites us at SportsPlus, the opportunity where we can help people to be active by making it easy in both organizing and participating various sporting activities.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense because honestly, I have to admit, I'm not involved in any organized sports. In part, I think where I live in Mexico, it's not quite as embedded in the culture as it is perhaps in the United States, Canada, and other places. But also for me, there's this convenient excuse, right? Like, oh, just like one more thing that I have to juggle to try to figure out. And so I think it makes a lot of sense for something like Sports Plus to exist, to just get rid of that excuse, right? And I think which really brings us, I think, to the topic of today's conversation.
Yeah, which is making it easy. I was just like thinking about how guilty I am right now. But yeah, the topic is making it easy to be active, social, healthy, connecting all life's activities and making it easy to join and participate in a variety of activities. So could you please share with us why this topic is really important for everybody?
Yeah. So normally, right? So if you ask any adults, most of the adults, what do they remember from their childhood? Most of the time, it is some kind of sporting activity, some kind of fun activities, fun event. That's what usually people remember from either from their school or from their other right childhood activities. That's what usually people remember. Nobody will remember how hard they were working at school or getting grades, right? So most people, especially here in US, they participate various sporting activities at various local clubs in their childhood, and attend some camps, maybe in summer, then at school, like middle school or high school, play at various school events, sports, participate in school sports. Then also in some people participate in college. But then there are so many valuable memories and data like pictures, videos, stats, and teammates, and a lot of stuff. But right now, all that is lost. There's no system on a platform where which can capture all one person's complete history going back, and make it available through in an easy manner through single account. And also looking forward, uh, let's say if you want to participate, if you want to be active and participate, so right now it's all disconnected. There are various tools, various events, various things that are going on, but unless you are very active all the time and keep in touch with everything, it's very hard to find the right one for you. So we need a platform where you can easily find the right activities, quickly find it and join and participate. Those are the opportunities we are looking at. We are not, our solution doesn't, we don't solve that problem fully at this time, but we are kind of halfway through it. We are working through it hard, and that's to us very important problem to solve, and it will help a lot of people.
So the way I'm understanding, let's talk a little bit about who Sports Plus is, or what your platform is like today, because I think what you were hinting on, if I understood correctly, was really what Sports Plus will become. And what I imagine it becoming would be sort of like this social media, social networking, where you can find groups and sports and people in your area, who are like-minded, or perhaps even find a network where you can start teams and things that might not even exist, right? Let's say if you're originally from India or something and you're interested in cricket, but you don't have cricket, and maybe you have lots of people, right? Find that community. But what does it exist today? First of all, is that right? That's the future of what you're hoping for with Sports Plus?
Yeah. So
beautiful.
Yeah, kind of. We have it today up to some extent, where for the organizers, let's say you want to start a league or a tournament, or you want to even a regular sports club, so they can quickly set up everything on Sports Plus and they can get it going. And then all your participants, like players, are if it is for youth, parents, everybody can they can register, they can make payments, then you can make teams, then schedules, then you will get website out of it, and you can even mobile app, then you can open a shop, and you can even communicate. So all that is there right now. So but the problem is, I have a few other competitors, and they're also doing something similar. So right now everything is disconnected. So the next step for us is where we're working on is connecting all these systems together through a open API interface, and make it easy for end users in this case, where they don't have to go through 10 platforms or 10 websites to find the same thing. So where they can find everything through one website. So that's where we are heading right now.
Right. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, I imagine, at least in my experience of some things that's similar, it gets really messy, right? Like, and even I think I could see the application of Sports Plus even moving into something like the educational system with like classrooms and teachers. And I mean, we have Google Classroom, and parents, but it seems like, what do we do? Who's our group? We need to create maybe a chat group in Facebook Messenger, or maybe we're going to use WhatsApp for that.
Yeah.
And then, we're going to have a group here and a group there. And, we need to buy the uniforms. So everybody send money to Kim's account. This is the number, transfer that. Did you get payment? Didn't you get a payment? Here's my screenshot, right? It gets very messy, and I think it gets overwhelming. And particularly, I imagine that a lot of people who are trying to administrate this are on a volunteer type level as well. Is that right?
Correct. You are, I don't know how you know all these things, but you're hitting on all the right points.
So what you're doing is helping, I guess, those volunteer moms, those volunteer dads, to make sense of, to make their lives easier, to remove that headache, and just have an overall better experience for them, their families, and of course their children. So walk us through that. Like, what would that experience look like for me if I wanted to register as some type of admin, I guess, on Sports Plus?
Okay. So let's say if you are a staff member at an organization, then you will be automatically added to that organization that is set up on Sports Plus. Then you will get an email where you can, using which you can log into the platform as an organization staff member. So once you're the organization staff member, then you can access all that organization, and you can, if you want, you can open a new registration. Let's say you're starting a new program, like let's say Little League, baseball for 10-year-olds. Summer camp or something like that. So you can create that program, and you can set the fee, you can set the eligibility criteria, you can then you can open that program. Then immediately that program will be available on your website, which the players and parents can see it. Then they can start registering for that program. As part of the registration, there's a fee. Then they will get to pay that fee also online with their credit card, debit card, or bank account. And then once they register, you get to see, you can also choose to get a notification for every registration received, and then you can see all the registrations received. Let's say 50 kids are interested in playing baseball. Mm-hmm. Then you will see all those registrations, you will see all those details. And also, as part of that registration process, you can specify what all data you want to collect. And you can also including the waivers, disclosures and waivers that you want them to sign on. So everything will be part of that registration, which they can quickly complete, which you can see, and the legal or compliance work taken care automatically by the system. And then now you have these 50 kids registered to your program, the next step is you will have to roster, meaning you have to form teams, right? Maybe 10 kids in one team, and you may form 5 teams. Then once as you form the teams, either automatically or manually, the notification will be sent to the players. They know that they are on this team. And then you can make schedules, either practice or games among those teams. You can make schedules. Then they can automatically access everything either on the website or through the mobile app, which comes and everybody can download and use it. So it's all automated. Basically, there's not too much communication. In terms of communication, means parents wondering what's going on. So as things happen, they'll get notifications, or they can log into their account, which they created during the registration, and they can see all that is going on. Everything is crystal clear and transparent to all the sites.
Wow, and that's beautiful. I imagine there being like a big group and then breakout groups and tapping into the social side, not just in the sports that people are involved in, but also in the communication, maybe even cheering one another on internally via the app. Like, that was great, team, way to go.
Yeah. So
I could see
basically,
so many different features and even
yeah.
like
I have
scoring
one in my
and
mind.
gamifying it for the younger users as well. Like MVP trophies, and I don't know, we could
Yeah,
do so many
that.
fun things.
For example, I'm thinking of motivation system or something. For example, when you are using Duolingo and you're learning a language, you want to gain like rewards, or you want to join groups and you want to be the first to learn something and compete and stuff like that. Are you planning to include that?
So we have the player stats feature where you can collect certain stats after a game or a practice, but most teams were not shown interest in that.
Mm.
And also we have live chat of all the for a team as the game is going on, so people can message on a live chat for the team where everybody instantly will receive message. So that is one popular thing that most parents will use as the game is going on. They broadcast sometimes pictures, sometimes videos, sometimes scores, sometimes some crazy events that happens. So
Mhm.
that is one thing that is very popular, and a lot of people use that feature. So the gamification, those things, they actually look very good on the paper, but they don't stick. So people may
Interesting.
use one or two times, but they don't continue using it.
Interesting. I think that's really interesting. But I think you talked about, the chat component, the video share, the photo share. And I also find that this must be really beautiful for individuals who might not be able to be physically present as the activity, as the game is going on, right? Maybe grandparents who live in a different state, or a parent who's traveling on business, or you happen to be sick that day, or whatever it might be, to still be able to have presence to a certain degree, I think is really beautiful.
Yeah, joining that chat and being with them virtually, and that actually keeps them engaged and keep them in the loop.
Perfect. So are your users primarily, leagues and things that involve sort of this parent-child dynamic, I think, which was the genesis, the heart of why you began Sports Plus in the first place? Or has this broken out into other kind of areas as well? Like with just all adult leagues, or what other type of users or use cases have you found for
Okay,
Sports
so
Plus?
our platform is pretty very generic. We other than non only thing we don't support directly is the professional sports. So we don't support them directly, but their needs are entirely different. Anything non-professional, either youth clubs leagues or adult clubs leagues, or even we have some senior clubs, senior softball. So everybody can use it, even some camps, even recreational departments, even schools. So we have a lot of customers like that. So yeah, basically any organized sporting activity, which is not a professional sporting body, they can use our platform. And majority of our customers are happen to be youth sports.
Nice. I'm thinking about the metaverse. For example, we had guests that they are providing like sports, but using what was the name of that company, Kim?
Oh, I
That
would
they
have to look back, but I know that they were using the metaverse as a way to engage
aha,
mostly with sports, and like grandparents and children were able to like virtually bowl together, for example.
So
exactly.
we are trying to do the exactly opposite. We want the
Yeah.
kids, parents, everybody on the field, actual field, playing actual sport, having some fun and exercise and moving bodies. So that's actually we are kind of fighting the esports and all those things. Because this actually helps, whereas others are time pass.
Right. And I think it's a beautiful mix up. And it's sort of this trend that I've seen happening. We've had a couple guests also in the gaming industry. One of them, I think, was Sequoia Games. Um, and then there's glass game board, where there's this new trend of mixing technology, but with the physical, right? The physical world in which we live. And I think that's a really interesting thing to see happen, and very fun, because I think it is that pendulum shifting in the other direction, where we as humanity are, like you were alluding to earlier, Srini, are beginning to wake up, I guess, to the potential harmful consequences, right, of the way things have become with as we become more modern, right, as humanity. So you mentioned something interesting to me, and that was the senior leagues and tapping into how to make it easy to stay healthy, which I think is one of the main purposes, values, that's pushing your platform. Have you been able to see, perhaps in the communities and where Sports Plus has really taken hold, an increase in participation in these types of activities, or is that data not available yet?
So, to be honest with you, I'm not sure because once an organization comes on the platform and they're live and everything is working for them, we take a hands-off approach where we don't involve too much into their activities, because the way we see it as it is theirs now, we are only supporting them, and they will like run all the operations as they fit for them. So to be honest with you, I can't give you a definite answer for that because we don't track that.
No, and I think that makes perfect sense. As we wrap up today, I'm curious as to your approach as a company with your usership. You mentioned having some gamification components that just didn't have the stickiness. What have you found, or what types of maybe processes do you and your team utilize to make sure that your platform is the best fit for the people who are using it?
Okay, so one of the best thing that work for is listening to our customer. So we, more than anything, we listen to our customer first, and obviously no platform will have everything needed at the beginning, or even especially software is always evolving. And
MVP, but not the most valuable player, minimum viable product in this case.
Yeah, so that's where we start, but again, right, so the platform has to grow and evolve, and otherwise not only there'll be security threats, there'll be performance issues, there'll be, right, so that's why we monitor our platform and see where there are problems from a technology point of view, like if there are performance issues, something is running slow, or if there are going to be security threats. We have other tools to run to and cover those holes. Then, more importantly, we listen to our customers. Our customers, a lot of times, they come to us and they keep asking, like even you are asking for suggesting some of the features. So our customers are very. These are not typical business-minded customers where they just want to get something done and leave. These people are usually very passionate, and they run these operations with their heart, not just with their brain. So that's where a lot of passion come into picture, and they have a lot of ideas, and they sometimes we cannot even accommodate all the things that comes from them. But to us, that's what works best, and that's what we'll continue to do. We're listening to our customer, their feedback and what they want, and then incorporate them. And sometimes the problem is some customers are very, very demanding and pushy. So they want to some, if they ask for certain features that won't fit in our platform and that won't work for most of our customers, sometimes we accommodate by making it configurable where they will be turned on only for some customers who are really interested in some few cases where they ask for certain things which they're not in line with our system, and not and also very hard to implement. Sometimes we may reject few things, but for most part, at least 80-90% of requests that comes to our way, we incorporate them and get them going.
I think that's great. Well, thank you very much. And so, My final question, I think, is coming from you to you directly, Srini, as a leader, as a founder. You mentioned in your introduction that you've got some experience, trying to get some startups off the ground that weren't quite successful, and now finding more success here with SportsPlus 8 years in. Congratulations. What types of words of wisdom might you have for other leaders like yourself, or people who might be stepping into the entrepreneurial universe? What were your lessons learned? Perhaps what's something that you feel that you've done right, and maybe something that you learned from that you would counsel others not to do?
Sure. So I would say you have to be there are going to be a lot of pain points. This is not you may a lot of times a lot of people hear all these fancy stories out there. They look at only certain positive news coverage or positive events, but every founder, every company goes through a lot of pain points. So people will not see them. A lot of things happen behind the scenes. They're going to be pain points. Even if you are experiencing success and a lot of good things happening, even if your product is working and if you have a lot of revenues, still there are going to be a lot of pain points. Some of them can kill the company at any time. So, so you'll have to be really strong, and just don't always look at the short term, and also look at the long term and balance your goals. That's one thing. Another thing I would say is balancing patience and hustle. So as a founder, right, so you have to do a lot of things. You have to be aggressive. You want to do close and finish a lot of tasks. At the same time, you're working with other people. Sometimes some of them may not be, for most part, will not be as passionate as you, and certain things will not happen at the rate you want, and also at the quality you want. So you cannot get frustrated too easily looking at that. So you have to be a little bit patient in some cases. So you have to learn balancing that patience and hustle, so that you keep going. At the same time, you accommodate others, and overall make sure everything is moving forward. Right?
I think that's great. Go ahead.
Yeah. And more importantly, have a plan B.
All right. I think there's the 3 P's per Srini Siddireddy. That is prepare for pain, be patient, and plan B.
I will quote you.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Srini, for your time spent with us, for sharing your personal story and the SportsPlus story with here on Dojo Live. It's been a pleasure. And we, of course, wish you nothing more than success in this 2023. So all of you viewers out there who are looking for your New Year's resolutions that involve sports and physical activity, and we hope they do, check out SportsPlus.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm really excited to be here, and my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Real quick, we do have a special show coming up on Friday. We usually do not have a Friday show here in Dojo Live, but this entire month of January, we will, with a series, a 4-part series all about the metaverse, which America had brought up earlier. America, what can we expect for tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow we're going to have a show with Sandra Vasquez about the metaverse basics of virtual, augmented, and mixed reality. The tagline is, what is the metaverse and how does it work? What are the ethical implications behind its use? So tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, that's going to be Sandra Vasquez, as well as Fermin Chavez and Dianela Gamboa, who will be accompanying us on that 4-part series. They are UI, UX researchers and designers with Ancora. Perfect. So tune in tomorrow, 10 o'clock Pacific. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Srini, and stay safe.
Thank you, everyone. Have a, I think it's not time for weekend yet, but.
Oh, it's Friday, right? It's Thursday, but it feels like Friday. It's been a long start to 2023. We're all ready for it. Awesome. Thank you. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, everyone.